Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And the leaders who seem fearless weren't always bold. They just learned to practice confidence until it became a part of them. We're going to dig in a little bit deeper on confidence today. Let's get started. Welcome to Transformation Station, the podcast where growth meets action and leadership becomes impact. I'm your host, Adrienne Benton, and today we're breaking down the biggest myths in leadership and personal development. That's right, we're talking about the fact that confidence is not a personality trait, it's a practice. Some people wait for confidence to show up before taking action, but real confidence is developed through the action itself. And today we're joined by the incredible Angel Howard, a woman who embodies boldness, authenticity, and the courage to grow even in the face of fear. Let me tell you just a little bit about Angel. Angel is the founder of Wild Heart Expressive, the host of Upshift podcast, and the author of Issues in Your Tissues. She holds a bachelor's degree in psychology, master's in business and finance, and a certificate in somatic movement therapy. She has held executive positions at Coca-Cola and Legacy Housing Foundation and Tennessee Clean Water Network and Fort Ludum Lake Association. And now, as a somatic movement therapist, executive coach, and speaker, she empowers leaders like you and me to connect with our inner voice, creativity, confidence, and body. Angel, it is wonderful to welcome you here to Transformation Station.
Thank you, Adrienne. My goodness, what an introduction.
Listen, we're thrilled to have you today. Okay, so I want to dive right in. Angel, I've learned that confidence doesn't always feel like strength.
Mm.
I've learned that sometimes it feels like shaking hands, it feels like a nervous heartbeat, or just taking the step to do something while being scared. But I've also seen after over 20 years in organizational leadership that confidence grows every time I show up. So I want to start off by asking you this question. You say, Angel, that confidence is a practice, not a personality trait. What does that really mean? What does that mean in real, everyday terms?
Well, let's consider confidence like a muscle.
Hmm.
I mean, you don't come out of the womb, ready to conquer the world.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
just don't. And everything that happens to you from the minute you're in the womb until the minute you feel confident, well, that builds or breaks down what could be your muscle of confidence. So
Mm.
that's what I mean by that. So a tennis player,
Mhm.
let's take a famous tennis player, Lederer. All right. He did not start out at 5 years old being able to smash a tennis ball across the net. No, his parents probably made him hit 1,000 tennis balls. So, and what that does is over time, that builds the muscle that hits the ball correctly. We have this self correction that needs to happen when
Mhm.
you're building your confidence, even if it's, say, public speaking
Mhm.
or reading a spreadsheet. Okay. I remember the first time somebody put one of those in front of me,
Oh,
I panicked, right? I said,
right, right.
what do I do with all these squares and all these numbers? I have no idea. You have
Mhm.
to dig in. So when you say that the confidence shows up sometimes as a beating heart or just taking that first step, you're right. It is that courage to keep on even when our body shows fear. The fear
Mhm.
of something new. Then
Mhm.
when you start doing that thing, reading a
Right.
spreadsheet, hitting a tennis ball over and over and over again, the skill becomes rote. All of a
Mm.
sudden, these new synapses of like, what am I supposed to do here?
Mhm.
When you start doing these synapses through these secretions it puts across, these are your nerves, they use them so much that they start to touch. You don't even have to start thinking about it anymore.
Mhm.
Somebody
Mhm.
throws a tennis ball at you and you know how to hit it back.
Mhm.
So that's the rote part of confidence that you
Mhm.
build over time, doing the thing again and again. The courage to go through the fear of doing the new thing. That separates, I don't know, the leaders from the non-leaders.
Mercy.
Giving into fear, right? So.
And I love it. I know we're going to dive into this a little bit deeper as we go through this episode today. Here in Transformation Station, we always like to give our viewers and listeners an opportunity to stop and to do some reflection. So as you hear Angel talk to us about what this means in real, practical, relevant terms, I want to invite you right now to just have a little conversation with yourself. How does confidence show up for you every day? What are those moments where you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are having the courage? I love the fact that Angel repeated this word over and over, the courage, right? The courage to get over, the courage to do. We hear action taking place in there. So that reminds me, Angel, that confidence is a skill that you build through action, right? You don't just sit still and wait for that confidence to just hit you. And all of a sudden now you're confident. No, you literally have to exercise. Right. And the other thing that I want to hone in on, to all of our leaders out there, like confidence isn't genetic. It's not reserved for extroverts. It's not about being loud, fearless, or charismatic. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot, Angel, and just, as you hear and read this sentence here, and I'm especially honing in on when we're talking to leaders, it's not for extroverts and it's not about being loud, fearless, or charismatic. What would you say to that leader that's saying to themselves right now, I'm not loud, I'm not charismatic, I don't have that extroverted personality, but I still want to be confident?
Well, I'd say, are you comfortable with yourself? You don't have to have any of these other things, loud, fearless, charismatic, because if it's fake, if you're faking it, if you're putting out some persona that actually is not you, then nobody's going to trust you, because we are animals in the beginning. We have this limbic brains that is constantly looking for threats. So when you stand up in front of the people you are leading, or your family, or people you love, and you're trying to portray something that you're not, they call that the imposter syndrome. Yes. We see who you really are and wonder why you're putting this false front up. Then we stop believing you. Because who you are and who you're trying to be are not the same person. So you lose trust. So I say to those people who are quiet, maybe reserved, thank God for you. Yes. Because we can't all be loud and fearless. Yes. Your confidence is quiet. Yes. A confident person can walk in a room. They're confident with themselves. Okay. That doesn't mean that you're confident with every situation out there. That'd be inhuman. But the confidence comes from the comfort with yourself. If you are comfortable with yourself in your skin, people feel that. You don't have to be loud. They'll be drawn to you. Yes. They'll be asking you, what's up with you? You feel so, I feel confident around you. I feel comfortable around you. What's up with you? That's to those people who are not loud and boisterous. That's what I would say to them.
Absolutely. I love that. This is a powerful masterclass that we're already having right now. So I want to ask you this. How do you help people to see, or leaders, because that's who we're talking to, how do we help leaders see it as something that they can build through practice? How do we build confidence through practice?
This is great. This leads into my second book that's coming out in the first of the year, and that's called What's Messing with Your Messages. Taking our body language down to the very nugget. We are communicators. We have to communicate. If you don't communicate, you'll die. So let's just start there. So in the world of socialization, in the world of us humans, and if you are leaders, communicating is the most important thing you can learn to do. And I try to help leaders through a workshop I do. But the first thing is to get into your own body. You cannot lead from your head only. Your head does all kinds of funny things with what it should do, what it shouldn't do, and what kind of cues it's hearing and seeing. But the body, if you're an embodied leader, and people ask me, what does that mean? That means when you're true, like I said, that you are confident and comfortable with who you are, and you lead with that. And the more you lead with who you are, the more you embrace your own characteristics, your own inner statistics. You've got to lead from the inside out. And that means being flexible and available, vulnerable. See, leaders think they've got to be like, I got to take care of the situation. And I don't want to be gender specific, but men like to fix, women like to nurture. I say it doesn't matter, male or female. It's not about fixing. It's not always about nurturing. It's about being able to respond to the situation. And the only way you can respond to the situation in the best way possible is to be inside your body, listening to the cues so that you can read what's going on inside, and also what they call reading the room. Our sensibilities have more power at giving and growing our confidence than anything that we can think or learn. It's really about feeling into the situation and then pulling from what we know, because we know a lot as leaders. But it's leading with that, the feeling part, the body part, the heart. I mean, these are humans too. And sometimes just sitting back in that and listening is one of the most powerful things a leader can do.
Yes.
And not always responding immediately. Finding out. So one of the things about being in your body and reading the room is, are you having an emotional moment? Are you the communicator? Are you the leader having an emotional moment? Is this going to preclude you from being able to respond to this person or group of people in front of you? If so, a powerful leader says, you know what? I can't respond to that right now. They're taking care of themselves, taking care of them. And they go, take a beat, take a minute, take a breath, or take a day. I need to think this through. Valid point, even if they don't believe. Valid point you made. Let me think about it. And I'll leave you with this. One of the greatest, most powerful tools I had to learn. I didn't always do, but I had to learn. I need to take a day. I just give me 24 hours to get back to you on that. Because then you can take some of the emotion out. You can get the whole picture before you respond, maybe impulsively in the moment.
I absolutely love that. I have a friend of mine. She's a leader, been leading for a long time. And very recently we were having a conversation. I was just sharing with her some challenges that I was having. And she said to me, she was like, you know, you don't have to answer every email as soon as you get it. I was like, I don't. She's like, you don't have to pick up the phone every time it rings. Like you can let there be a pause, let there be a delay. A challenge comes, take some time to process it. Don't just automatically respond. And I've noticed in my own leadership, as I've been taking that pause, sometimes things come to us and it's not what it appears to be when it first comes. Right. But if you pause and you think what is true about this situation, or you pause and you ask some thoughtful questions, then you get to really see what's going on, and you're operating off of fact, not off of emotion or feeling.
Pause.
Yes.
I was going to say, pause is a powerful word. Yes. Pausing at any stimulus, whether it's words or an action or something happens outside of us. Like you said, if we respond or react is really a reflex, and reflex leaves no time for thinking, leaves no time for assessing the whole situation, looking at a situation holistically. Reacting is a reflex, which in the tennis game can be good if you've got really good reflexes. But in the emotional world, being human and not knowing what's actually going on with you in the moment, and you react, you could put more damage in a small, even a look, even a harumph, tells the other person more about what you are communicating than you mean to communicate. So that pause is so powerful. It also, I'm going to say one more thing about this, because I address this in my book. Our body communicates our hidden biases.
Mhm.
Sometimes our hidden biases, known and unknown, are not helpful to leading a group of people.
Mm.
So if you, whether you know or not, sometimes you have hidden biases. They happen at childhood. They happen through whatever what you grew up in your culture or environment. But if you are leading a group of diverse people, let's say, you need to put your biases, no, in check. And the only way you can do that is pause and check yourself. Pause. I mean, a 3 minute in the radio world, they used to have what's called the 3 minute monitor, the 3 second monitor.
Mhm.
And somebody would say something, but the broadcast system would give 3 seconds before they broadcast it just to make sure that it was okay, or when they should use a bleep. All right. So we as leaders need to develop our 3 second monitor, especially in a heightened situation,
Mm.
especially. So pause, very powerful, 3 second monitor, and maybe you need to take more, but that 3 seconds can give you, I need 24 hours to respond to that, or less or more, whatever it is. It gives you the power to
Mhm.
respond holistically.
Hmm. I love that. So, leaders, we're listening, we're watching right now. One of the practical ways that we can practice confidence that Angel has given to us today, that 3 minute pause, 3 second, sorry,
3 seconds.
3 second pause. Yes, 3 second pause. And I challenge all of you right now, as you're listening, as you're watching, ask yourself, when I implement, not if, when I implement the 3 second pause, what can I anticipate will be the benefits from it? You will definitely find benefits for you personally, and also for your team or whoever it is you're interacting with. Okay, so then that leads me to this next question, because you mentioned a word, emotion, right?
Yeah.
How does unprocessed emotion show up in the body? And Angel, what can we do about it? Talk to
Oh
us.
my goodness. Well,
Yes.
that's my whole basis of work is our bodies are a bag of coping mechanisms. I mean, think
Mm.
about that.
Hmm.
Since the moment we were conceived, I just worked with a client just now, literally, who
Hmm.
found out that she wasn't wanted. Okay. When her mom found out she was pregnant with her
Hmm.
mom freaked. Okay. Well, actually, those feelings go through to our babies, to the fetus,
Yes,
and
yes,
they
yes.
grow up inside thinking they're not wanted. Now, she
Mm.
may have changed her mind and realized, oh no, I really love this baby. But that initial fear of not being wanted, now in her life, okay. So at 1 years old, her mom had another child, had her brother, and all of a sudden it's like, well, now I'm definitely not number one. I'm number two. Maybe I'm number nothing. So
Mm.
she kept highlighting those moments in her life, given this story, this trauma,
Mhm.
all the moments that she thought she wasn't wanted. Where is it showing up in her body? In the
Mhm.
pit of her stomach.
Mm.
All right. And that's why she came to me. She's like, I have this burning, gnawing feeling in my stomach. And this is
Mhm.
interesting, when things are good,
Mm.
not when the bad things, because she's used to thinking that she's
Mm.
not wanted. So that's a tape loop. It's
I
like
see.
it's normal for me not to be wanted. But when
Mm.
somebody loves me unconditionally, oh my goodness. And then
Wow.
the stomach starts to cringe and ask,
Wow.
what are the feelings there? Burning.
Wow.
She has anger there as a child, fearful, because if you're not wanted, then
Mhm.
people neglect you and you die. I mean,
Mm.
that's our primal brain again. So
Mm.
these stories that come through our life, we grow up, no parent is perfect. They're
Mm.
going to do things, and we're going to interpret them with a 3-year-old brain going, oh, that means that all men won't listen to me because daddy didn't listen to me on this
Mm.
one thing I really need to tell him. And
Mhm.
and we embed those stories.
Yes.
And then you live your life until one day you wake up and go, wait, that's not true. Men do listen to me.
Mhm.
So, yes, these stories, they live in our bodies and they live in chronic pain.
Mm.
A podcaster, actually, a host, he asked
Mhm.
me, how do the emotions show up in the body? I'm like, well, let's talk about you.
Mhm.
And he told me that he had one shoulder, one muscle right here, the one that pulls your shoulder up like that. that's
Mhm.
chronically in pain. And
Mm.
that's his cringe muscle, and it's on his left side. And I asked
Mm.
him, how much is his self-talk in his head? Does he
Mhm.
compliment himself? And you should have
Mm.
seen his face. He's like, well, no, I don't think I'm that great. And I'm like,
There we
you
go.
are. And I
Mm.
gave him kind of a mantra. I deserve, I believe, I deserve. And he
Mhm.
kept saying that. And I'm like, you do that over a month and you call me back.
Mhm.
Every time you feel like you don't deserve, tell yourself you do. And that's
Mhm.
how things live in our body. Our body responds to our thoughts. Our
Mhm.
thoughts respond to our body, and the traumas live there. The stories live there until we say, nah, no more. And we
Mm.
release them. And movement helps release these things that are stuck in our body.
Mm. This is powerful. Again, a masterclass. So everyone is listening and watching. We want to ask you, as you are hearing Angel talk and share with us some examples, how is unprocessed emotions showing up in your body? How
Mhm.
is it? We all have unprocessed emotions that show up, especially, if you're a high driven leader, you're out there, you're hitting the ground every single day. You don't always have the room and the space to be able to process all of your emotions if you're not intentional about doing it. And we end up storing, I think of the body keeps the score, right? I think we end up storing all of this unprocessed emotion within us. But Angel gave us a few practical ways that, when we asked the question, well, what can we do with it, right? She talked to us about breathing. She talked to us, about speaking instead of I don't deserve, change the narrative, right? I
Mhm.
do deserve. I am confident. Whatever that negative, and if I'm misspeaking, Angel, then correct me. But in my mind, as I'm thinking, as you're talking, whatever that negative narrative is, reframe it.
Mhm.
Reframe it. They also say, Angel, that uh, on honesty and integrity within yourself also helps when it comes to confidence, right?
Yeah.
In terms of being honest with yourself, right? If there
Mhm.
is something that maybe you need to enhance or improve, don't beat yourself down about it. Just be honest. This is not one of my strengths right now,
Mhm.
but I have what it takes to figure out, find out, research, get a coach, a mentor, something to be able to grow or develop whatever that is. And so,
Mhm.
we want to invite people also to be honest with yourself. Self-care is so important as well.
Mhm.
Why do so many high achievers struggle with burnout? And how can somatic work help?
Mm. Well, I want to go back to what you just said just for a second, though, when you talk about honesty and integrity with self, okay? Because this is going to lead into your question.
Okay.
Knowing our limits, knowing what we love and what we don't like, the
Mm,
discernment, okay? And then the ability, courage, and then the confidence to say no. That's
mm,
too much, okay?
mm,
So when I said how comfortable are you with yourself, that shows confidence. That's honesty and integrity. Like, I'm not comfortable putting myself in a room full of Russian speaking people. I will
mhm.
not be able to converse, and I like to communicate. I
Right.
know that was a bit extreme, but coming back to the honesty and integrity and the vulnerability of being okay with who you are, you have to start with that. Okay
Mm,
with who you are in the moment. I mean, if they're leaders, they got there somehow. So you're good. You're good. All right. You're great. And you're good enough and you're doing a great job. And embracing all the things that you love about yourself. Now, there's Clifton Strengths, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I always suggest that everybody do the Clifton Strengths testing.
I
And
love it.
then a
Yes.
fabulous thing to do with groups of people and in management groups, because what it highlights is there's 32 characteristics that are strengths. We don't
Mhm.
all have, we have all of them, but where they are in the hierarchy, the first five is how we live our lives. It's how we organize,
Yes.
how we put ourselves. And it's not something we learn. We literally come in with these.
Mhm.
Now, I have a thing called woo, winning over people.
Love
So,
it.
yeah, winning others over because
Mhm.
I love people. But
Mhm.
there's the other side of that, and I've also got positivity. And people are like, "Oh, how great to have positivity." Well,
Mhm.
there's always a light and a dark. If you're
Mhm.
always positive, I fail to see the dark side of people. Okay, I know
Mhm.
this about myself, and I have a partner who only sees the realistic side of humans, and it's
Right.
irritating sometimes. But that with his input and my input, I get the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about burnout.
Yes.
Burnout comes when you're not realistic with yourself. Okay.
Mm.
If you know things about yourself, like I am very extroverted until I need that space to go off, be by myself, no input, nobody, no nothing, and just be quiet for an hour, for a day, for a weekend. You know, people that are constant givers of a lot of energy, they're speakers, they're coaches, and speaking, coaching, all those things, writing, all those things are outward, outward, outward. The question I ask those people is, what are you doing to feed yourself? Nurture, not just physically, no, emotionally and spiritually. What are you doing to feed yourself? It's a great question. When I was asked that question, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. And every leader needs to ask that. What are you doing to feed yourself? If you're coming up like, I'm not really sure, you know, I play tennis once a week, whatever it is, I say you need to check that because you are depleting yourself. Burnout comes from giving, but at the detriment of self. That's burnout. We can be givers. And some of us, like I am one of these people, I have so much to give. And then I ended up resentful because I ended up giving more than I had, but I gave it because I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be loved. But in the end, I depleted myself and I didn't respect myself. Burnout comes from when you don't respect your own boundaries.
I see. This is like, wow. And again, you know, to our audience, right, this is a great assessment and reflection point, right? Respect yourself. How are you respecting yourself? This is not a question right now for you to go and share with the group. This is a personal one-on-one question, right? We all can answer very quickly whether we are truly respecting ourselves, giving ourselves what we need to be able to get renewal, to refuel. You know, Angel got it. She hit the nail on the head in terms of we are a community of leaders that are go, 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 go. And many of us go because we feel like we have to. And we sacrifice ourselves in the interim, but everything is connected as far as mind, body, soul, spirit. And so it definitely has an impact, not just on us, but also on our teams, on the quality of work that we put out, and our ability to truly connect with others. So, Angel, what are some small daily practices that anyone can use to strengthen their confidence muscle?
Okay. First of all, be aware of yourself, how you're feeling, what's going on. And the only way you can do that is to pause and go within. And people ask, well, how do you get in your body? You know, it's like, I say, get into your body. You need to get in there to actually assess what's going on with you. You can do that by putting your attention into your feet for a second, taking a walk down the hall, outside, feel the air against your skin. Do what you need to do to feel, hear, sense your body. Be aware. If you feel things like resentment, you're heading to burnout if you're not already in it. Feel frustrated, all angry, all the negative ones, okay? I tell you what, this is kind of a little advanced. But if you start to feel negative emotions, you have to go take a minute. Go take a minute. Whatever's going on, give yourself, go to the bathroom. Give yourself a little time to go inside, close your eyes, reflect. And the question to ask yourself is, what am I scared of? Because these things, these negative emotions, fear, sadness, anger, all those things boils down to the seed of fear. Are you giving too much because you're afraid you're going to get fired or replaced, or you have people breathing down your neck, or you're not going to perform? You're not performing because this is what you love to do. You're performing out of fear. That will breed resentment. So first, notice. You have to shut your eyes, get into your body and notice. Ask your questions inside. You can literally do this in 3 minutes, right? What am I doing? What am I feeling? And how am I putting that out there? 3 questions, 3 minutes, take a breath, and then realizing where you are, take action. Do you need a break? Do you need to go say, I need to take lunch now? Or I need to get back to you. Take care of self first. It's just like the airlines tells us.
Yes.
Put that oxygen mask on yourself first.
Yes.
And then on the other, because if you don't, you are making a bad leader by example. Do you want all your people to be burned out? No, because you need them to perform. So then you've got to take care of yourself, and they'll take care of themselves, and they'll respect you more. You'll respect yourself more. And they'll also know how to treat themselves and love you as a leader.
Yes. Yes. Let me ask you, if we can go back one moment. You said that there are 3 questions that you need to ask. What are the 3 questions again?
First of all, get down, stop, take a moment. What am I feeling right now? And you got to name that. What is it? What's the emotion? Name the emotion. One of it is, was it triggered? Has it been there all day? You got to go back to maybe the source. Maybe you had a fight with your spouse or your partner. You don't know. Maybe the dog there's all kinds of things that could put you there. What am I feeling? How did it get there? And then what am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? What's the next action I'm going to take? Because just acknowledging it is still going to come out angry. I'm angry. Okay. What are you going to do about it? And so that's taking the next step, the action. Do you need space? And then doing it, respecting yourself and doing it.
Okay. This is good. I hope everyone that you are taking notes right now. And if you're not taking notes, it's okay, because you'll be able to go back and watch or listen on the replay. So Angel, as we turn the corner on this truly masterclass right now, I want to ask you this final question. What best practices can leaders and parents use to model confidence in a way that inspires the next generation to practice it too?
Ooh. First of all, you got to listen. I think that's important for anybody. The more you practice your listening skills, the more confident you come off anyway. You might not even be that confident, but practice listening and asking questions. When you ask questions instead of coming out with statements, that's true with any communication. Let me clarify. Did you mean when you said da 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 da? It shows that you're comfortable enough with yourself. Again, it comes back to comfort with self. Listening, asking the questions and listening, that especially in parenting, and then integrity.
Yes.
Integrity is number one. And I say, especially with parenting, if you say you're going to do something, do it. If you're going to meet at 12 o'clock, show up at 12, or you better let everybody know ahead of time that you're going to be 5 minutes late. Yeah. Or whatever. But if you say you're going to do something, do it. Listen, ask questions, listen, and then do what you say you're going to do over and over and over again.
Yes.
And that shows people they can trust you. If they can trust you, they have confidence in you, and you have confidence in you.
I love this. What a perfect way to end this conversation. This has been amazing. So I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, Angel, that there are listeners and viewers that want more, because I know I do. So how can we engage with you with your resources so that we can get more?
Very simple. My name's Angel Howard, and my website is angelhoward.co, like it is on the screen there. Join my email list, because that is where I'm letting people know about retreats that are happening, tours that I'm doing next year. And if you want me to come and speak to your leadership group, especially when this new book comes out, What's Messing with Your Messages, because I have like a 3-hour one that Vistage wants me to do, but I have short ones, 20-minute. What can leaders do in the moment? How can you be agile in the moment? All these things. I would love to come and speak to your group. So just reach out. Email's real simple, angel@angelhoward.co, angel@angelhoward.co, and say, I'm interested. And let's get together. We can do a 20-minute quick call, and you can see if I'm a good fit for your group.
All right. Well, listen, Transformation Station community, you see the link on the screen. It's also in the description box. Angel is a wealth right now of resources. And so we want to invite you to make sure, number one, you let her know that you saw, you heard this particular episode. Let her know what resonated with you and any questions you may have. She has a books, another one that's coming out. She's available to also be a speaker for you and for your organization. And so, Angel, again, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us. This truly has been tremendous today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely. Wow. That was amazing. You know, one of the things that I gleaned from this conversation with Angel is that better communication doesn't require perfection. It requires presence, curiosity, and courage. And so when we're talking about confidence, we can show up when we stop to take care of ourselves and ask deeper questions that then lends itself to giving us what we need to show up authentically to the world. If today's conversation has given you clarity, or if today's conversation reminded you of the power that's already inside of you, I want to invite you to share this episode with another leader who needs to hear it. I also want to remind you that because of you on Buzzsprout and Apple and Spotify, guess what? This week we hit 2,500 downloads. I can't thank you enough for continuing to build up this community, but this is not the end. There's so much more to come because we just started season 3. Can you believe it? Season 3. Yay! So I want to invite you to go ahead, if you have not, subscribe to Transformation Station Leadership Podcast so you never miss an episode. And until next time, lead with clarity, speak with intuition, rise up every single day with confidence, and keep on transforming from the inside out.